Shalom, shalom, shalom. Back again with another quick lesson. Just kind of going through YouTube and man, our people are so set on folly, man. It doesn't make any sense. We're supposed to be preparing to exodus out of Babylon, and man, the people that are to well, they've turned this thing into Lord knows what. You know what I mean? And it just shows the folly of Israel, and the things that, man, and it's a reflection on those that were here before us, and this is why we know that much of judgment is going to be based, on many lifetimes, you know, because those same spirits are back again and they're in the same folly that they were in times past. So again, I'm gonna just play this. I'm gonna keep the volume off. I'm gonna turn the captions on so it can be read. But this is what is going on, outside of shoot, just hey, outside of Great Millstone and its affiliates. This is what's going on. These are the things that they're doing. It's not teaching this word to wake up the elect, to get the elect to activate and bring them, man. It's about gain. So without further ado, as always, I want to begin by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahah Chodesh. Double honors as always to the apostles, the elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the men out there on the highways and byways, risking their lives and freedoms to bring forth this word according to as it is written, according to the 100% truth. And peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, the men and women scattered throughout the four corners of the earth of the hopeful elect. To you I say shalom. I'm going to play this, and like I said, I'm not going to let it play out loud. I'm going to just run it through the uh, closed caption. And you can see it. It's basically, big old concert, and, and this is what, this is a fad, and the Most High is going to check these. The Most High is going to check these folks, man, because this is not what He had in mind, what He wanted to be done with this word. You're supposed to be teaching this word. You're not supposed to be trying to get advertisement and spend a lot of everything, you know, and they wrap it in this false sense. It's a blend of Christianity. It's like I always say the purple Christians. And basically they're trying to get money, trying to build prestige, trying to have something, you know, a chance for these, again, you see the women on stage and everything, a chance for them to stand out. And, we folly. Nothing about this says teaching the gospel, bringing the word for it, you know, not even if you after the masses of Israel, there's nothing that says change here, you know. There's nothing that says, hey, we need to do something different. And as you can see, it's F3 Family Fest, Fringe Up Fest. Atlanta, Georgia, Hebrew Israelite gathering. What is this? What is this madness? What is this nonsense? Yeah, what you should be preparing for. Jeremiah 51:8. Let's see if I want to get a little bit more off of that. It says, matter of fact, we'll start at 5. It says, for Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of Yahweh of hosts. Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Yasharallah, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. This is not preparing anyone to flee. This is not preparing anybody to come out of the ways of Babylon. This is basically, you know what I mean? Set set your stake in Babylon. You know, get your position in Babylon. Get your bag. Get the bag. Grow your wealth. You know what I mean? Be more and more. Be Babylonian with fringes. You know. It says, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. It says, for this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. How are you preparing for the Lord's vengeance? By, concerts and celebrating, getting your money and all of the things that come along with this. It says, he will render unto her a recompense. Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunk. The nations have drunk of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen. How are you preparing for a nation that's about to fall and destroyed? How for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed. Make America great again. We would have made America great again, but alas, she is not healed. Since we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one unto his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. So what are you doing? What is this uh, 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 family fest, fringe up fest? In a minute, Esau is going to come down with great wrath. And when he does, nothing is going to be safe. This is again in Jeremiah 9:20, and it reads, verse 18, and let them make haste and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, O ye women, and let your ears receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentations. For death is come up into our windows, and is entered into our palaces. This is the state that we're in. And what are they doing? It's a celebration, bitches. Fringe up. Do you not know what's coming to Israel? The devastation? You people running around with your fringes in a minute, man, hey, and the apostles all the way down, hey, soon you're gonna come up out of them fringes. We're gonna walk around and you're gonna find fringes like weaves laying on the ground. Cause you niggas is gonna let go of it because it was just a fad. It had no real purpose. It had no foundation. Your foundation is built on sand. You know, it's built in on slippery places. You haven't built your foundation on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You've built it on everything outside of it. And the time is swiftly coming upon you that it's going to manifest itself, what your foundation is built on, because you don't really understand what it is that you're a part of. You know, what is this? This is Matthew 24:14. And it doesn't say, you know, that this gospel is going to be, held at a concert and you're going to get your money and we're going to build up a community of Israel. No, it says, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. What are you preparing for? If the gospel is to be preached as a witness to all nations, and then the end shall come, what is it that you think you plan on doing? What are you doing, Israel? What are you doing? And I'm gonna, hey, we keeping this attention span for Jake. This isn't a long. It's a quick hit. Get the scriptures out. You see what Jake is doing. Jake is committing folly after folly. It's just naturally in his nature, man. Hey, man, Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. You call the apostles and elders bums. You talk bad about them, talk low about them. But they're the rich ones, man. The Most High has endowed them with the spirit and much knowledge. And you people are rejecting it. To do what? To be wrapped in folly. Fringe up. Man, what in the mess is going on? And I wanted to get this. This is an AI overview. A prophet's responsibility, as taught in the KJV, is to be a watchman for the Most High's people, delivering the Most High's word, calling people to repentance, denouncing injustice, teaching known truth, and warning of consequences for sin, feeding people with knowledge and understanding, all while being the Most High's representatives, not just a human teacher. What the fuck are you doing, Jake? What is this, man? What is my man's? What is this? What is this? Family fest, fringe up fest. What in the? You can't make this up, man. You really just can't make it up. Who's teaching you, man? Who is teaching you? If these are your teachers, if these are your teachers, then who's teaching you? If this is your teacher, we just want to thank you. I just want to thank you again on behalf of the House of Mono for the guys coming out and participating, coming out and showing your support, because it's not about supporting us, but it's about supporting all of these other artists. And what is taught here? What is taught here? You know what I mean? This is Acts 8:31, and he said, and let's get a little bit more. This is 8 and 26, and it says, "And the angel of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go towards the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem to Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of the Ethiopia, an eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship." And I'm not going to go all into it, but a natural born Hamitic Ethiopian would not be coming up to Jerusalem to worship. But you get it, you get it. If you don't, man, moving on. You're not meant to get it. Was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Esaias the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest what thou readest? Who's teaching you? Who's showing you the way? Who's bringing your understanding into alignment with Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he would come up and sit with him. So, hey, who's teaching you, man? If this is who you're learning from, if this is who's bringing you into the understanding, then your understanding is skewed. We got it. And you don't even really have to do better, Israel. You know what I mean? Because the 2/3, hey, do what you do. Do what you do. Because everything that you're doing is what's meant for you to do. Because this is what's written as your lot. So with that, I hope you were edified. Again, like I said, it wasn't going to be a long lesson. Just kind of, as soon as I saw this, it vexed me, because we're in a time now more than ever where if you don't have the correct teachers, boy, you're man, you're already set. It's not looking good because you're basically condemned. A lot of these men out here that claim to be, men of God are not leading you down the correct path, you know, taking you down a path that's not conducive to your soul's salvation. But hey, the fear of the Lord is the beginning. And if you don't fear the Most High, then chances are this is the path set for you. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahah Chodash. As always, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of bishops of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the men out on the highways and byways, teaching the gospel, teaching the word, not fringed up fest, but teaching, looking out for the hopeful elect, that these elect may be activated and sealed in their foreheads with the Torah, and that, hey, and then shall the end come.